What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 125, and we start today's episode off with a game against Napoli here, away from home in this Serie A. Coming on the back of that win against Hellas Verona in our Coppa Italia semi-final first leg at the San Siro. We won that game by a 0-0. A late Lacadia penalty separated the two sides, so going into the second leg of that tie, we will have the slender advantage. But of course, not really playing to our best right now. The game before that was a draw against Frosinone at home. That was our last game in this competition, and the game before that was our first defeat after a 13-game unbeaten streak against Sevilla in the Champions League round of 16 first leg. So coming into this game here against Napoli, I wasn't really surprised to see that just 14 minutes in, and Bolo, how about that, would open the scoring for Napoli here, and my defence was just completely all at sea. And for Jeremy Jakovic, who's came in and already kept 7 clean sheets in 8 games, to be beaten here just 15 minutes in even, by the number 14 Briel Donald Imbolo, well, it's safe to say that we're not unbeatable anymore, that's for sure, as Napoli open the scoring here away from home. So Napoli 1, Milan 0 as they open the scoring for Imbolo. Our first chance fell there from Donnarumma going for goal from range, putting a shot way over the Bardo and behind for a goal kick. In the 35th minute here, how about this? Imbolo, who scored the first goal for Napoli, would also win a penalty for them as well. And Jeremy Jakovic, I've told you before, he's a nice guy. He doesn't really complain when he gives away penalties, but I think he's got a right to complain there, don't you? Napoli win a penalty off Jeremy Jakovic, and I'm sorry, but Imbolo just kicked him. Like, he just kicked him. That is not a penalty, at least not in my eyes. Jakovic comes to meet him out on the one-on-one, and I know there's a collision of bodies, but he just kicked him. Imbolo just kicked Jakovic. If anything, it's an offensive foul, surely. Clearly not, says the referee, and from the penalty, Gonzalo Higuain, well, he chips it down the middle, so maybe I should have seen that coming, considering what I usually do when we get debatable penalties. But either way, Higuain scores. It's Napoli 2, Milan 0, and the former Real Madrid striker doubles the advantage for the home team. So a chip down the middle from Higuain. Usually I'm good at calling those. Didn't see it happening this time though. And the number 9 does get his 12th goal of the season and make it Napoli 2, Milan 0. So, I mean, you can see why there was a penalty given. You can see why there was one given, because there was a lot of contact between the two bodies. But I just thought, had Imbolo not, kicked the ball, and instead, had Imbolo kicked the ball and not kicked Jakovic, it wouldn't have been a penalty. So I'm not really sure about that one. I thought he just miskicked the ball, kicked Jakovic, and because he fell over, the referee decided to give it. But either way, Napoli 2, Milan 0, and it doesn't excuse the fact I wasn't playing very well, to be honest. I wasn't playing well in this game at all, and I could blame that penalty for the reason why we were losing this game by 2-0. But the truth of the matter is, I wasn't having a good game, and I wasn't feeling very good when playing this game and really controlling the players and feeling at ease like I usually do. And we did get ourselves back in the game here, 20 more minutes to go for the end. Nabil Fekir with his 5th goal of the season, but the game would finish Napoli 2, Milan 1, and we lose for the second time in 4 games now, and our 13-game unbeaten streak, which is really good for us, obviously came to an end after that defeat to Sevilla. This time we only managed a 2-game undefeated streak for our next loss, and we're starting to struggle a little bit. We're starting to struggle. At the start of the season with Milan, we were struggling, didn't really play very well, didn't have many wins on the bounce or anything. Then we went on a really good run of form between late November to early February, where we had a 13-game unbeaten streak, and things were coming together really nicely, and I was thinking we sorted out all the problems here at Milan. But now, of course, 4 games here, only 1 win, that being in that game against Hellas Verona in the TIM Cup first leg. That was, of course, by a penalty as well. 2 defeats in the last 4 as well, 2 big losses as well against Napoli and, of course, at home to Sevilla in the Champions League round of 16 first leg. And also problems internally off the pitch right now too. As you can see here, Suso's wage demands have prompted the board to put him on the transfer list. So with 10 games to go in the Serie A, we may still be top of the table and, of course, have that better head-to-head record over Inter as well, our rivals, but they are catching up to us now after that defeat to Napoli too and that draw against Frosinone. We're no longer sitting top of the table and thinking we're definitely going to win the Serie A come the end of the season. We're looking over our shoulders right now and looking over them nervously too, because coming to this game here against Palermo, just 2 minutes in, the home side sensing blood right now. We are not playing very well. Had the first chance of the game and almost scored as well with that shot hitting the side netting. So things here at Milan are nowhere near as comfortable as they once were. That 13-game unbeaten streak seems like a long time ago now, and we're beginning to struggle. But still, taking on Palermo here, 42nd game of today's episode, on the back of that loss to Napoli in the Serie A. Desperate to return to winning ways in the Serie A here. First chance falling to Palermo, second chance falling to us, and then the third chance resulting in a goal for us as well. And Mattia De Sciglio, the fullback, gets his first goal of the season and gets it in style. Our fullback, who is listed as a left back, but of course I play him at right back, being a right-footed player, scores an absolute screamer and it's a thunderbolt from the fullback. It really is. I didn't think I'd be saying that either, because neither of these two players have incredible long shot ratings or anything, Capello or De Sciglio, but this strike from De Sciglio is as good as any other we've seen all season long. What a goal this is, right into the top corner. And right now with Milan, we're nervous, we're not playing very well. We wanted to respond in this game, and what a way to start. 13 minutes in, Matteo De Sciglio's first of the season, and what a goal it was. So in the 29th minute, I thought I'd do the same thing again. We want to throw in a similar position. Once again, worked away from left to right, gave it to De Sciglio. He goes for goal from range, and almost lightning strikes twice. That shot going just wide the post though, and behind for a goal kick. So still Palermo 0, Milan 1, leading through De Sciglio as he almost doubled his goal tally and doubled our lead. But it was still 1-0 in this game. Just for the hour mark here though, had a great chance to make it 2-0. Bonaventura's shot was well saved by Viviano though, and turned onto the post. So still Palermo 0, Milan 1. And it was how the game would finish as well. Full-time result here, away from home. Palermo 0, Milan 1. And we do return to winning ways in the league. So really pleased with that. A draw against Frosinone, then that defeat as well to Napoli. Wanted to return to winning ways in this game and get another clean sheet notched up for Djokovic as well, and we would do both of those things. So really pleased with that, and what a goal from De Sciglio as well to settle the two sides. That was great to see for his first goal of the season. So Palermo 0, Milan 1, pleased with that. And for our third and final game of today's episode here, we take on Sevilla away from home in Spain in the Champions League, second leg in a round of 16. So losing the first leg by 2-1. I said we weren't at the Champions League, and we're not, but due to the away goal ruling, we have to score at least 2 goals on the night here. Because, of course, 1 goal won't cut it, even though it'll be level on aggregate. Sevilla will be going through on the away goal ruling. So coming to this game, we needed goals, and that's something we haven't done too much of this season, score a lot of goals. So I made a bold decision for today's game, or tonight's game I should say, and played Marco the Magician, Marco Ryan-Tala, up front as our lone striker in a 4-2-3-1. And the reason I did that is because I wanted to try and dominate the midfield battle in this game after losing it on quite a few occasions this season. I wanted to dominate the midfield battle, try and crowd out the centre of the park really, whilst also having someone I can rely on to bang the goals in. And Ryan-Tala, of course, is our top scorer this season. So coming to the game, that was the reasoning behind those tactical changes, if you're wondering. First chance did fall to Sevilla though, and the second chance fell to us directly from it as El Shaarawy ran down the left hand side, cut inside to shoot. Goalkeeper made a good save though, and eventually Jose Mari's shot was deflected and turned behind for a corner. So still 0-0. In the 39th minute here, Sevilla didn't need to score in this game, but they were going for goals. Another great chance here, but once again Jeremy Djokovic made a great save and kept it at 0-0. So to begin this game off, Sevilla were looking the better side. But in the 42nd minute here from this corner, Marco Ryan-Tala receives the ball, gets himself clear of the 2 Sevilla defenders by dribbling round them both, goes through one-on-one to surely score and equalise for us on aggregate, but Koke comes back, slides in, wins all of the ball, thinks he's made a perfect challenge, but instead the man in yellow comes across and dismisses the Sevilla skipper with a straight red card, and he was absolutely livid. So were the other Sevilla players as they came across to make their point. But how many times in this series and how many times in general have you heard me criticise referees in FIFA 16? There was one incident in this game which I criticised for a penalty which I didn't think should have been given, but for this penalty here, I have to say the referee made a big call, a massive call, but I think he got it spot on, and you'll see why by the instant replay in just a moment's time. But either way, Marco Ryan-Tala was stamped to take it. Could he hold his nerve this time from the spot from 12 yards out? Yes, he could. Puts it into the top corner and makes it Sevilla 0, Milan 1 here to get ourselves the first of hopefully the 2 goals we would need to get ourselves through to the Champions League quarter-finals here as Sevilla dismissed to 10 men. As you can see, the penalty here goes into the top corner. But the reason why this was a great decision by the referee and why you may have thought it was wrong is because check out the contact here that Koke makes on Ryan-Tala before he wins the ball. He gets a lot of the ball. There's no doubt about that. It seems like a great challenge, but the only reason he makes contact with the ball, which is here, is because he makes contact with the man before that. He comes through Ryan-Tala, takes him down. Otherwise, Ryan-Tala would finesse it into the corner, or so you'd think, and that is why the referee called it spot on. So, you know me, I'm always very, very fair, I'm always very, very lenient, and I'm always willing to admit when the referee has gave me an unfair advantage. But in that occasion right there, the reason I smashed it into the top corner is because I saw it on the first replay, he'd come through Ryan-Tala to win the ball, and that is why the referee gave it as a penalty and a straight red card as well, as he was the last man. So correct decision there, and we are in front in this game, but of course we still need to score a second goal, otherwise Sevilla will be going through on the away goal ruling. So in the second half, I literally bombed as many players forward in every single attack. And we had a great chance here, 15 minutes before the end, still searching another goal. Jose Mari, who scored in the first leg, gets the assist for this goal here, and Nabil Fekir makes it Sevilla 0, Milan 2, and with 14.5 minutes to go, we needed another goal, and we got one through the substitute Fekir. So Fekir, he's had a bit of a struggling first season with Milan. He scored a few goals, that's now his 8th goal in all competitions, but he does score a crucial one here and sends us through to the next round of the Champions League as we advance to the quarterfinals. And Sevilla will feel harshly done by it first, no doubt about that, but again, on the basis of that replay, you can see exactly why the referee gave a penalty, and of course had to dismiss Koke as well, as he was the last man, and we get ourselves through. So really delighted about that. We did it the hard way, needing to score 2 goals away in Spain, but we did it. Really pleased. And again, for Fekir, not the best of debut seasons for him, but he did score a crucial goal there that puts us through to the Champions League quarterfinals. But that is going to end today's episode of Career Mode though, guys, so thank you very much for watching the video. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you enjoyed today's episode of Career Mode, then please do consider leaving a like, so that's of course much appreciated, and really help my channel out, because you don't have to leave a like if you don't want to, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.